Bizzarp.
Hello and welcome to the Bizzarp Podcast, episode 13. This is the first show of 2016, so come geek out with us. We are your hosts. I'm Davey.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Mark.
On this episode, we're going to talk about some highlights from 2015, movies to look forward to in 2016, and of course some juicy geek news. The Bizzarp Podcast is part of the Bizzarp Network. You can find this podcast and other goodies at bizzarp.com. That's bizzarp.com. You can also email us at feedback@bizzarp.com. All right, so 2016. How was your New Year's, Mark?
It was chill. I went to bed at like 10 and
Really?
woke up to nothing but I woke up at 12 o'clock on the dot to my entire neighborhood just fucking in flames with fireworks. Just scared the shit out of me.
Wow. We heard him for like a minute and then there was nothing.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay.
My neighborhood went fucking crazy. And then I went back to sleep because I was tired.
It's like, that's nice. I'm going to sleep. Fuck off.
Yeah. See, we didn't really even do anything for New Year's. We had work the next morning. We had to work on New Year's Day, so...
Yay. The world revolved around the sun, one more time.
Yeah,
do it again!
It was our first year not actually celebrating, and that was a little bit odd, but, I mean, it, got work at, got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so it was not happening.
Yeah. I don't think I celebrated last year either.
Huh.
We did.
I think I went to karaoke the one before.
Oh man, the one before, we went out to a karaoke bar that my parents like, and they do like this awesome steak dinner and you karaoke all night.
I remember that, yeah.
You should come with us
good.
like next year or something. It's really fun. I recommend it.
Yeah. I don't know, it seems kind of fitting for us that 2015 kind of ended with just kind of silently walked out the door.
Yeah.
2015 was a bad year for us.
It really was, man.
Yeah.
I'm
There
glad.
are a lot of good things there are a lot of good things, but a lot of bad.
It ended badly was the problem.
Yeah. But it's a new year, so new beginnings.
So let's talk about some of the things that happened in 2015 and some of the things we liked and maybe some of the things we didn't.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go first? Who feels like sharing?
What topic should we start with first?
Your favorite highlight. What about 2015? A movie, a show, a game, something that happened? What was your biggest thing in 2015?
Oh man, I have a different thing for each category. Dude. I also have a book
There you go.
to put in there. So like my favorite movie, because I didn't really watch any of the movies that came out in 2015, like at all. It was Kung Fury. It's probably the only one I watched that came out this year.
That.
Kung Fury? Hell yeah.
Amanda hasn't seen it.
I haven't.
It's only half an hour. It's just pure
Yeah,
awesome
it's half an
action.
hour of just fucking adrenaline-fueled 80s
I have-
awesomeness.
Yeah, I have the David Hasselhoff did a song for it, which I have on my phone.
Oh my god.
TV show. I'm gonna go with Sense8 on Netflix.
Good choice.
I fucking love that show, dude. I'm so stoked for season 2,
So am I.
which isn't even until early 2017.
Fuck.
But it's still happening.
Okay.
They just have to shoot in so many fucking locations.
Yeah, there's a lot of production that goes into that goddamn show.
Yeah. Game-wise, I'm kind of biased.
Well, who isn't?
I mean... the only real game that came out this year that I've played is Fallout 4. And
It's
I love that
amazing.
game.
Motherfucker. Swooping my picks.
You could pick the same fucking thing.
Yeah, I guess.
You could also choose Hearthstone or WoW.
Arkham Knight is really good.
That you've played.
Yeah.
There you go. So fucking A, David. Book-wise, I was really excited, and I'm still in love with Trigger Warning by Neil Gaiman.
I still need to borrow that from you.
Yes, you do. Last time I checked, that you were reading Harry Potter. So
I actually just finished that book last night.
Which one?
Chamber of Secrets.
Well, we try to get Prisoner of
so you're
Azkaban.
still-
I'm gonna try to like slip in the first Anita Blake book. Just like, here, read this instead while we get Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban is probably my favorite book.
I think
that
Chamber of
series.
Secrets, out of like the early books, I think Chamber of Secrets was my favorite. It just, the ending of it was so epic, and the whole book, it was, I just, yeah,
The second one?
the one with
Yeah.
the basilisk. I mean,
hate
the
that
whole
book.
book would just appealed to me.
Fucking hate that book so
Why?
much.
Really?
Yeah. Just the whole, like, girly drama bullshit in the beginning.
The beginning
of
of it's a little and then like you actually like when they really start going into the Chamber of Secrets and the basilisk, that's what got me.
it. Even then, like, Gilderoy Lockhart fucking ruined that book for me.
I
fucking
love
hate that
him,
smarmy
man. I
motherfucker.
just can't help it. See, the book that got me was Order of the Phoenix. It is so difficult to get through that book. The teenage angst
yeah.
is strong with that book, man. Oh, because that's one of the things I did do in 2015 is I totally reread Harry Potter 1 through 7, like just powered it out in like a month and a half. And 5 is what about broke me, man.
No, that book's a piece of shit. Anyway, that's my picks. Let's move on to someone else's picks.
All right,
Yeah.
Amanda, you want to go?
So I'd have to say my favorite movie was probably Jurassic World. Just the nostalgia and how wonderful it was done just really resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that movie. I forgot about that movie.
I just adore Chris Pratt too.
I we have it on Blu-ray. I've watched it like 8 times. I feel like I've owned it for a year
Exactly.
or more.
It doesn't feel like it came out this year, and we actually, Danny actually watched it for the first time tonight. Our son, and he saw like the Mosasaurus, and he just like froze up what he was doing, and he fell in love with all the dinosaurs.
Yeah. He's like,
We're definitely raising
Awesome.
a nerd. Our 1-year-old can hold a controller correctly and actually use the analog sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was born to be a nerd. I would have to say my favorite show, I didn't really watch a lot of shows, would have to be Jessica Jones. I haven't finished it yet just because, again, I have a 1-year-old. I work early. I don't get a lot of time for shows that are a little inappropriate for him, and with as much sex as goes on in that show, he's not watching it. I know. Me and Mark have a lot of very different opinions. I like where it was going with the universe as a whole. See, and I didn't like Daredevil. And didn't you like Daredevil, Mark? See, yeah.
What?
It's not.
She's
I
not
don't
into
do
action,
action.
dude.
I don't do the James Bond movies.
Yeah, but I mean, Jessica Jones is all sex. That's all it is.
It's not all sex.
Well, I mean, they'd rather do sex than character development in the first half of the series.
See, this is where we get into trouble because I say something and Mark goes, and then it goes.
I've said shit that
Exactly.
before
We
too.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
It's sometimes we're like right at the same spot, and then other times we're on different sides of the fence. Moving on. I think my favorite game is probably isn't Alpha Sapphire, didn't that come out this year, or did it come out in 2014?
I think it came out this year, early this year. I just didn't choose it because I didn't play it.
I actually had a really good time with it. I'm playing through again.
I want to play it.
That or the new Fatal Frame game. I had a lot of fun with that for as much time as I could actually play it. Books. I didn't really read any books that came out this year, but the thing that stood out to me most was reading Harry Potter 1 through 7. It was a pretty kind of big undertaking to do it all in like one shot and not deviate. And I was really proud of myself for finishing, and it made me appreciate that piece of my childhood all over again.
Yeah. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire actually came out November 21st, 2000.
So then I'll go with Fatal Frame, Maiden of the Blackwater. Very well done, very spooky. The storyline was unique and interesting. I really digged it. Dug it, dig it. Same thing. I still dig it. All right, Davey, what were your highlights?
All right. 2015. Okay, so I'd have to say my favorite movie would have to be Star Wars Force Awakens.
Good choice.
Yeah, that movie just...
I was waiting. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
That's why I left it and went with Jurassic World.
Just barely got into 2015, but it's just so good. Oh my god. It's just after the prequels, like, this movie really brought it back to what Star Wars started out as. It's not, it's the setting isn't all shiny and like the like the prequels. It's gritty. It's the underbelly of Star Wars again.
Retro. It's retro.
Hipster
yeah,
fag.
we'll get more into that later. But
that's what you're describing.
I don't think it's
the
retro.
way that
is it retro in that retro would imply that it's based on something that actually happened in our past. It's based on it's a sci-fi story. Saying it's retro is just like it's going back to what the 70s thought the future would be, sure. But I don't know. It makes more sense to me thematically though, because the prequels, the Jedi were in power. The galaxy was pretty peaceful. Everything was more chill, so it was more. It was more civilized. There was more peace. It wasn't so the setting, everything being kind of shiny and pretty. Thematically, actually does kind of make sense. But I like that it's back to the original trilogy of being gritty, and it kind of thematically goes along with the theme of the Empire controls everything and shit sucks for people who aren't part of the Empire. Just saying.
All right, TV show. Moving on.
TV show. I'm gonna pick Daredevil.
Yeah.
Daredevil blew me the fuck away. I was really glad that the choreography was brilliant. The character development was awesome. The actor who played Daredevil was just amazing. He actually felt like he was really blind, as opposed to Ben Affleck.
I won't watch that movie. I won't. And I am going to put in, while Daredevil is just not my cup of tea, I can definitely recognize that it was incredibly well done, that the cast was picked out incredibly well. I just don't do the big, like, everything is action. I get bored. And it doesn't hold my attention. And then that's why I was never able to make it through Daredevil. That's why. I can admit it's a brilliantly done show. It was amazing. It's not my cup of tea. That's all.
That's fair enough. So I'd have to say for my favorite game for 2015, I mean, I guess I'd really have to go with Fallout 4. No other game has really captured my attention as much as Fallout 4 has in the past year, except for Hearthstone. But Hearthstone didn't come out in 2015, so it doesn't really count. But
expansion, whatever.
Yeah, expansions and stuff. That is one thing. Hearthstone did put out a great expansion with the League of Explorers this year. It was really well done. A lot of really good cards came out of it too. But yeah.
Wonderful. What about a book? Any book you read that hit you?
Oh, a book
that came out this year, or
well, I mean,
just hit you in general.
I did reread American Gods.
And a fantastic book.
Yeah, and I hadn't read that in a really long time, and also I noticed reading it, knowing the ending, and knowing who the main character Shadow actually is the entire time, put things into an entirely new perspective, and I could kind of understand things a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait for you to read Trigger Warning, because it has another excerpt from Shadow. And it's really good. And then Neil Gaiman's talked about doing another book with Shadow.
Oh, that'd be awesome, because it's such a good character.
I know. I know.
I want him to continue with that character. I wouldn't mind comics based on Shadow, to be honest.
Right? That's great too, because he's talked, he's has interviews about it, and it's talking about how he keeps going back to that character. He keeps getting drawn back to that character. Mm-hmm. He'll do a little bit here, and then he'll go back to his main thing, and then he'll come back to it for a second and add a couple sentences or a paragraph or whatever, and go back, and then he's like, okay, I gotta do a shadow thing. Just a little short story, and I was like, yes, more.
Can't wait for that show.
I know, and it's cool because I'm getting rid of cable because we don't really watch cable anymore at all. And what we do watch is on Hulu, which is $7.99 a month.
Yeah,
which is like $70 cheaper.
Yeah.
Than cable.
That is true.
So we're gonna do that, and then we could just pay an extra like $4 a month to get the Stars shows on Hulu.
Yeah, they're doing that now, which is really cool.
Yeah.
That actually.
There's my American Gods.
Ash vs. Evil Dead is a Stars one too.
Oh.
Okay, I guess I have to do it now so I can catch up.
Insert fried take my money meme.
See,
yeah, no shit.
That might have been my pick for the show 2015 if I had any way to watch it. Like,
yeah, I know.
I've seen the first 3 episodes, and it is really good.
It's just like Stars, man. I'm not gonna pay for Stars to watch just one show.
Not even 2 shows.
What other Star show are you watching?
Yeah.
Oh, American Gods when it comes. See, if I had 2 shows, I might consider it. But at the same time, if I can just buy it off Hulu, I might do that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out this year. I don't remember if it was March or May.
That's pretty soon, actually. Should start seeing stuff for it, and that's exciting.
Oh, yeah. Another, speaking of TV shows that are coming out in 2016, another really cool looking show that's coming out is Westworld on HBO.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be like a Western, but it's mixed with sci-fi too. There's going to be robots and some kind of secret shady organization and shit. It's going to be really cool.
Now, my dad actually, who has started listening to the show, has said that we should do a Western themed episode because there's a lot of Western themed stuff coming out recently.
It's starting to make a comeback, that kind of genre, which all the genres cycle through. So I mean, and if you think about it, Gunslinger is going to be coming out. Is that this year? No. It's that day.
No, I think the casting and stuff is still being done.
I believe it's
we'll probably at least see a lot of information about it coming out, and that's very westerny. In places, there's other places where it's not, but if they play it right and the western genre kind of picks back up, they can slide it in and kind of make it match with what's popular.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about movies 2016 then.
So.
All right. Well, let's go.
Okay.
Mark, what are you most excited about that's going to be coming out?
Most excited about? Man, that's actually kind of a hard one.
It actually is.
In this year's lineup?
Holy shit, do we have a long...
Yeah.
What's that?
You're right, though. It is a hard question to answer just because of the volume of stuff.
I don't know.
I mean, you don't have to...
there's Deadpool. There's Deadpool. There's I don't know, Captain America Civil War, Ghostbusters, Zoolander 2. the Zoolander 2. I forgot about that movie. Those are you know what? I'm excited for all these movies. How about that?
I like it. I'll take it. Acceptable answer.
Maybe not Zootopia. I don't really care about Zootopia.
I was not excited for Zootopia until I saw Force Awakens, and they had a different trailer for it that I had never seen, and it made me laugh harder than any trailer that I've seen in 2015, and I was like, all right, now I have to go see that.
Yeah, it does look pretty good.
The sloths at the DMV, man, is just too funny. It's killing me. If you guys get a chance, there is a a trailer that's the little rabbit who's, I guess, the main star of the show at the DMV with her fox buddy. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I don't know the premise of this movie. But look it up, watch it. We'll put it in show notes. It's so stupid funny. I could have died laughing in that theater, man. Oh, man. Davey, what are you excited for?
I mean, I'm excited for a lot of shit, but one thing that I'm particularly interested in is Warcraft. Apparently, the idea behind this movie, or not like the plot or anything, but what they're trying to do is make this as big as, say, like a big fantasy epic like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and stuff. I know it's not going to be anywhere near that level, but that's what they're going for. And it looks really good. I just, as a fan of Warcraft and World of Warcraft and all that, I can already tell the movie's probably going to piss me off. Well, because I don't know, in the trailer, they show like the human protagonist seemingly to have some kind of romantic relationship with an orc woman, and like the orcs don't seem to be bloodthirsty assholes that they were when they first came through the portal. Like it just doesn't seem to quite follow the lore.
That's not what I got out of it.
Well, I mean, most of them, there's not much to go off of right now. There's just the one trailer. But
I'm just gonna say it
like
did mention in the trailer that where orcs are, the fighting is. So it does seem like they are destructive and crazy a little bit.
Yeah, but
not to the extent that you've told me about the lore.
Yeah, it almost seems like they're trying to condense a lot of things down, because originally the orcs come through the portal and they're basically possessed by a bloodlust. And that's why they destroyed their home planet, is because they were cursed by a demon, and they were so bloodthirsty and crazy that they destroyed their own planet. And then they find this portal, come into Azeroth, and start fucking that up too, until they start to calm down, and then Thrall comes in, and he's all peaceful, and he leads them. But it looks like they're trying to place like a wise leader who just wants peace right into the first movie, where they come through the portal, which in the lore didn't happen until later. So, I don't know. It seems like they're trying to condense a lot of things down to make it just shorter, not so convoluted. But, I mean, I'm going to see it out of loyalty, but I know it's going to piss me off.
I'm going to have to hear about that.
Oh, yeah. You ready for that?
I was just saying, you're going to have to hear about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Amanda, what about you?
Well, sorry, my headphone got all messed up. There we go. There's 3 things that I'm mainly excited for. Suicide Squad, of course, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and the one that really has not been talked about that I'm super excited for is Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. And the whole premise of it is she finds the looking glass and falls back through to Underland, and Hatter has lost his muchness. And so she actually has to go back in time and find some sort of like time device that powers time to try to fix him. And, she gets to see friends and allies, and her enemies like way back when. I loved the first one to pieces. It just was right up my alley, and so I've been patiently waiting for the sequel, and it's finally here.
Is it still going to be directed by?
Yes, Tim Burton is still doing it.
Okay.
Tim Burton.
Well, he's not. I don't think he didn't direct the first one. He produced it, but he's still a producer.
Oh, really? He didn't direct it? Because that movie has Tim Burton written all over it.
It does, literally. It's Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland is like the title on it. Let me double check, but I don't. Actually, no, he did direct the first one. My bad.
Okay.
I take that back. So this one is being directed by somebody else, but Tim Burton is a producer. It's being directed by James Bobin. Let's see what Mr. Bobbin has done. Bobbin.
The great Bobinski?
He did both the Muppet movies. He,
Yay.
something called Bling Bling. That doesn't bode well.
So far, I'm not impressed.
No, not either. His most recent stuff, I mean, this is all, like, he did a lot of, kind of, like, gangstery stuff back in, like, the early 2000s. His later stuff, though, was, like, the two Muppet movies he directed, and now this, so we'll see. I'm gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna go see it, but, like, your Warcraft movie, I might be pissed at the end of it, so... Who knows?
Okay.
All right. Any other honorable mentions?
I'd like to touch on Ghostbusters real quick. I'm excited for that personally.
Hell yeah!
There's not enough information for me to really care right now.
Which version?
Well, the one that they're the one they're actually promoting right now, the female version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be like what they're gonna do like a movie where they're all like black or they're all I don't know. They're planning on doing a bunch of Ghostbusters shit.
They're gonna beat a dead horse.
And it's usually, and from what I understand, like all the things I hear about all these other Ghostbuster movies is it's because people are bent out of shape that there's a Ghostbusters movie that's all women.
I'm rolling my eyes so hard.
Well, I don't know. I'm just excited, honestly, to have a new Ghostbusters movie because with the effects that we have now, like the shit they could do with ghosts and like they could go into more shit about old gods like Zool and shit, and it could be really fucking epic.
You're right. It could, and instead of doing like the kids of the Ghostbusters, do men and women children, their kids all grown up and taking over. No, they decided to do a reboot with an all-female cast for some I don't know.
Amanda, it wouldn't make sense to do kids of the Ghostbusters. They didn't have kids.
Things change. There's nothing to say that they didn't all have, even if one of them didn't have kids or a couple of them didn't have kids, just, a couple kids here, a couple kids here, this one's buddy from school. I don't know. There's a lot of directions they could have gone, I felt, that didn't involve just a gender bent version of Ghostbusters. That's the same thing.
Well, me personally, I wish it would have been instead of like a reboot. Huh?
Is it confirmed to be a reboot?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
To the internet.
Because if it's not, one of the guys at my work was talking about this movie and how it'd be pretty awesome if it's like starts off with Bill Murray and he's opening up like this is it's become a franchise now and they're just a franchise that's opened up.
That I would be more okay with. My big problem is that it from what I understood at least, they were just rebooting it with gender bent roles, and that was kind of for me. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it is a reboot. But I mean, at the same token, why does it matter if it's gender bent? Honestly,
yeah,
I'm not against it if it's done well, but honestly, just to me at least, it seems like it's kind of just like, well, it just I don't know. It didn't seem very well thought through and easy.
And in all honesty, I bet the studio was doing it just as a publicity stunt.
Yeah.
It would be nice to think that it was, they were well-intentioned and everything, but in all honesty, they were probably like, how can we make this more noticeable? And, well...
I think that's my problem with it.
It's clearly been noticed.
It's too gimmicky for me. It's not organic. The gimmicky movies like this, they have a tendency to not be done very well because they're trying to be too gimmicky. And... that is what I have a problem with. If I watch the movie and it's amazing and it's, exactly what it looks like, not like a big gimmick, I'll be more okay. I'll be way more okay. I just have a bad feeling about Ghostbusters.
We also haven't seen much. Yeah, we also haven't seen much from it at all. We've seen a couple pictures and some like character posters, but we haven't seen a trailer or any designs for ghosts or.
That's very true.
Really, there's not much information about it. So, I mean, we'll see what comes out.
Yeah.
You know, we do need to move along though.
Yes.
Need to get to the geek news here. So, first things first on the geek news. Gravity Falls is going to be ending completely on February 15th. Yeah, that's going to be Weirdmageddon Part 3.
Yes, this is it. They're ending it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's going to be an hour-long series finale.
Quick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, the creator, Alex Hirsch, apparently he always had it planned just to be about that summer, and he wanted it to be a contained story with a beginning, middle, and an end. Not for it to, which I can respect the shit out of. Honestly.
I'm just sad because I only recently got into Gravity Falls. Yeah, and it's like, no, it's too soon. I want more. I love this.
Mm-hmm. It does suck. I wish there was one more season.
Yes.
Yeah. 3 seasons is a good, like, Avatar The Last Airbender was 3 seasons, and that worked out pretty well. Yep. 3 seasons for me is a good, if you want to have a story with a beginning, middle, and end, I think 3 seasons is a good way to go. That's enough to like satisfy me as a fan, but it doesn't drag on too long.
Yeah, I have this awful feeling there's going to be a lot that I would like to see, and we're not going to get a chance to.
No, that's not necessarily saying that they can't do extra things with Gravity Falls.
They might.
Like specials or something. Like they did with Phineas and Ferb. They did the Auca files. But the creator was saying, the show isn't being canceled. This is the ending of the show. We had this planned. So that's it. It's going to end on February 15th, and hopefully it's amazing. The series finale.
I think it's going to be. Weirdmageddon so far has been pretty awesome.
Awesome?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Louis C.K. as just a head and an arm it killed me. I just about died.
Hey you! Hey! I feel like you should get in my mouth. Why are you ignoring me?
It's very rude. Do not listen.
I'm gonna have to put that. I'm totally gonna put a clip of that up in the show notes.
Great. I remember sitting there listening, and I was like, "Is that Louis C.K.?" I was like, "Oh God!" I bet his daughters watched the show, and so that's how he kind of knew about it. I bet you that's what happened, man. Yeah. But it was so good.
Yeah, that's sad. But all
right, let's talk about
next news.
Let's talk about Suicide Squad first. We're getting the new trailer for Suicide Squad on January 19th during a special for Batman vs. Superman, actually. They're also going to talk about this standalone Wonder Woman, and there's going to be a new trailer for Batman vs. Superman. And I don't really care at this point because, Suicide Squad. So that's kind of one of the things I'm more excited for this year. And one of the things that I am incredibly nervous about. Because DC is...
Yeah, it's like I'm super excited for it, but I'm also super apprehensive.
Yeah. It's either going to be...
really good or really bad.
Good or really bad.
There's no middle ground for this. Same thing with Batman versus Superman. I'm excited and nervous as hell at the same time. I'm nervous-sighted.
Mm-hmm.
More nervous than anything else.
So I just want to clarify real quick. So the Batman vs. Superman special, which will air on January 19th, it's a 30-minute kind of sneak preview, and it's going to be called DC Films Presents Dawn of the Justice League. There's also going to be a half-hour sneak preview for DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and that's going to be called Legends of Tomorrow, Their Time Is Now. Which, if you don't know about Legends of Tomorrow, that's a new show on the CW that's going to include characters from Arrow, Flash, and also new characters, including Hawkman and Hawkgirl. And it looks like Rip Hunter is going to be in it, too, which is exciting.
Rip Hunter. Yep. I talked about this in the last Geek News I did about trailers.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
nice.
It's all there, and it looks amazing. I included a link to the trailer and everything.
Fucking sweet.
Very nice. So check out that Geek News if you want to know more. Some cool stuff going on that DC's got going on in their show universe. And that's the weird thing is I have absolute faith in DC's like show universe. They've done miracles with that. Their movies make me nervous as hell.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the same thing. Yeah. DC used to really own the animated side of things. They had Batman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited. All their Bruce Timm cartoons did fucking amazing, and Marvel really couldn't hold a candle to that.
Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Batman Beyond. Fuck yeah.
These are all good points.
And so that seems to be kind of coming back. Like DC, although Marvel has been killing it on their TV show side too.
Finally, I mean, they kind of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did not do very well at first at all, and it's actually started to make a pretty good comeback. And then they started adding the Netflix originals like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and I'm starting to have more faith in them.
Yeah, and they're what I like is they seem to be using their Netflix shows as a way to go into the kind of the grittier, darker side of Marvel.
Yeah.
Because it is there. There's a lot of like really dark shit in Marvel.
Especially in Hell's Kitchen. That's an area inclined to that kind of nefarious behavior.
I really hope they get into oh god, what was the team called that had Blade and was it Midnight Suns, Mark? No.
They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, Midnight Suns, yeah.
Yeah?
No, that's what's Ghost Rider.
Wasn't Ghost Rider on the team with it?
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, well, I mean...
No.
I did hear a while back Wesley Snipes was in talks with Marvel for something. I think they could do a Blade show. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Tie it in with everything else.
That'd be pretty hilarious.
I just want.
I mean, it could even tie into Doctor Strange somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Doctor Strange gets into some really dark occult shit. So. Yeah. Anyway.
Ooh, speaking of Doctor Strange, just real quick, they did finally put out production pictures of Benedict Cumbersnooch as Doctor Strange, and I approve. It's looking really, really good.
Oh yeah, it looks
and
awesome.
If they're gonna mess up a Marvel movie, it's gonna be Doctor Strange. It's a little off what they've been doing lately, and everything I've seen so far, I'm incredibly pleased with.
Another thing about Doctor Strange that news is that has come out is he has a relic called the Eye of Agamotto. It's a necklace that he has that it's really powerful. It does a shit ton of stuff, but in the movie, apparently that might hold the time gem. Kevin Feige recently in an interview said that the Eye of Agamotto will have some time capabilities or time, something to do with time, kind of heavily implying that it's going to be the time gem.
That makes sense.
Which that and the soul gem are the only two gems from the Gauntlet that we haven't seen yet. And the soul gem will probably be in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Adam Warlock.
That makes a lot of sense, because I mean there's the rumor going around, because they did mention that the Black Panther movie is going to be super important and critical, and so people were like, well, is there a gem in Wakanda that nobody knows about? And it just didn't, I don't know, it didn't seem to make sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Well, and it's the perfect Doctor Strange, I feel, is one of the perfect characters for them to use for time gem, or for the gems.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
he's just so mystical.
It didn't fit with Black Panther. It just doesn't mesh quite right. But
we'll
Doctor Strange makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's move on to our last piece of geek news here.
Oh, God.
Well, that's pretty funny. So you've probably already heard about this by now, but George Lucas recently made a statement about The Force Awakens that was pretty controversial. He likened Disney to white slavers. Basically that he had sold his children to the white slavers that are Disney, and which he has come back and apologized for that statement. And he also criticized The Force Awakens.
I don't give him a... I don't give him a pass for that.
No,
neither do I. He should know better.
Yeah.
That's
You know better, George Lucas. You know better, goddammit.
Yeah.
The butthurt is so strong with this one, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's so jelly, it's not even funny.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he also kind of slammed the Force Awakens a bit, saying that it's too retro, and that they repeated too many things. And he's actually quoted saying that in his movies, he says, "I worked very hard to make them completely different, with different planets, with different spaceships, to make it new."
That's half the problem, though.
No, you don't have to make everything new. It doesn't have to be. And that's George Lucas's problem. Is he thinks people want new. He kept putting out, let's re-release the trilogy with new effects and new, we'll remaster it and it's like
more shit in the way.
We like it the way it is. You don't have to change it. We like the tone and the theme of Star Wars. It doesn't have to be. People are so cool with it being like the original trilogy. We're all riding that nostalgia wave, and it's okay, George Lucas.
Let go. God, I can't believe him. No, that's absolutely ridiculous that he said that.
Yeah, at least the characters in The Force Awakens do something else other than walking and sitting down, or walking to a place to sit down. Seriously, watch the prequels. If they're not fighting someone,
they're sitting. Or
they're walking someplace, or they're sitting down.
No, I didn't realize that until this exact moment, and that is accurate. God damn it.
Yeah, George Lucas is not honestly a very good director.
He just had one brilliant moment of glory.
Yep. And it wasn't even Star Wars wasn't even originally. It was supposed to be a Flash Gordon movie.
What?
But he couldn't get the rights for it or something, and so he changed it into Star Wars. Seriously.
Fuck it.
That's
all
why
these
a lot
space
of
battles
and then he wasn't
space
even
pirates
the main director of it.
This bitch in a gold bikini.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he caught lightning in a bottle and was never really able to recapture it, honestly.
No, he wasn't. And Force Awakens did what he couldn't, and I think that pisses him off so bad he can't fucking stand it.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Alright, well, let's wrap it up, guys.
Alright. So, each episode we like to end the show with a quote. So the quote for this episode is, this is a long one, but I hope that in this year to come, you make mistakes. Because if you are making mistakes, then you are making new things, trying new things, learning, living, pushing yourself, and changing your world. You're doing things you've never done before, and more importantly, you're doing something. Neil Gaiman. This has been the Bizzarp Podcast, a production of the Bizzarp Network. You can find this podcast and others at www.bizzarp.com. Until next time, may the Force be with you.